we started?
Yes.
Hello, everybody. Okay, I think we need some time to Instagram to tell the people that we are live, but we can start. So, hello, everybody. Dobro jutro. I hope that you hear us. Just to see, we are telling your followers that you are started. Okay. Okay. People started joining.
Very good. Dobro jutro.
Dobro jutro. Okay, guys. So, thank you for being here with us. Today we'll have a live stream with my dear student and friend Otto, who is coming from Amsterdam.
Amsterdam, yes.
Yes, and works here as a head of HR at IKEA.
IKEA, as we would like to call it. Yeah.
Yes, IKEA. Is that right?
IKEA, yeah. In Dutch you would say IKEA, and in Sweden, of course, Swedish company, we say IKEA, but everybody calls it IKEA.
Oh, okay, yeah. We call it IKEA here in Serbia, yes. Otto, thank you very much for coming, for being here. That is a great honor for me, really.
Ah, come on.
Really?
Happy to be here.
Thank you very much. So, can you tell us more about yourself?
So, as you said, I'm from the Netherlands originally, but I've been living abroad for over 10 years now. I started out, of course, my career within IKEA in the Netherlands. Then I moved to Sweden, so that means that I also tried to learn Swedish. Lived in the UK for quite some time, in London, which I really enjoyed. And then from London, I moved to Belgrade a year ago.
That is very interesting for me. I would like to know, and I think also the people would like to know, why and how did you decide to come here?
If I tell a taxi driver in Belgrade, when they ask me, okay, where are you from? And then I say Amsterdam, and then I say London, and then they ask me, what have you done wrong in the country? Who did you piss off?
Yeah.
Because they think that moving to Belgrade is almost like a punishment.
Yeah.
And
unfortunately, but yeah.
And it's absolutely not the case. IKEA gives you multiple opportunities, and I was very curious about the region. I'm a very curious person anyhow. I didn't know Eastern Europe so well. I didn't know the Balkans.
Have you ever been here before?
Never. I moved in the middle of a pandemic to a country in a city I've never been.
And but you probably heard a lot of, let's say, maybe not so good things about the region.
That's actually no, because of course I started to look up on internet, and I looked up expat forums, and then how do people find life in Belgrade? You know what, the only negative thing that you can find on expat forums about Belgrade?
No.
The smoking.
Oh, really?
The only negative thing that people write.
That is interesting.
And the smoking indoors, I mean.
Yeah.
Of course. And the rest is, everybody says Belgrade gets under your skin. You fall in love with the people. You fall in love with the city. And so far they were right. I do hate the smoking.
Really? Me too. Yesterday I saw my students from America. The guy who has 3 children. And he told me that the children's reaction was like that. My God, Dad, everybody smokes.
It's
What's
disgusting.
wrong?
Yeah, it's disgusting. And I used to smoke myself, so...
Me too, unfortunately. Yes.
So I'm head of HR within IKEA. I am happily married to my husband who lives in Amsterdam.
Jan Paul, hello, greetings, if you are watching us.
And... that's a bit about me.
That is very interesting. Otto, how do you find Serbia and Belgrade now? You are almost a year, right?
A year. Actually, today is exactly my 1-year anniversary.
Really? Okay, this was accidentally, but
it's a nice celebration.
Yeah, well.
How do I find Belgrade and Serbia?
Yeah.
I think,
and the people, of course.
And the people, but I think I was in the UK a couple of weeks ago, and I told my friends there, and of course they asked me, okay, how are you doing? And I said, like, out of all the countries that I've lived in or that I moved to, Serbia has been the easiest. And I think on paper, maybe you would expect it would be the hardest, because if it's a different culture, it's a different religion, it's a different language, it's a different history. We don't share so much history either.
Not at all, yeah.
And it's been the easiest to move into. Within 6 months, I have this lovely group of people around me with locals, and I'm blown away by the friendliness of the Serbs. And Belgrade is not a particularly pretty city. It's not a city that you instantly fall in love with. But you start to quite quickly, if you have an open mind, you start to see the beauty in other things. And the beauty sits a lot in with that people share, people want to have coffee with you. And the Serbs are very curious.
Yes.
For
example,
curious.
give us some examples. What do they ask, really?
I think there are 2 questions that I get all the time here.
What's your salary?
No, but it is related to that. If I go, for example, for a haircut, and then I walk into the office, the first thing people ask me, how much did you pay for that haircut? And then if I say, 900 dinars, way too much. It's way too much. Way too much.
Pay attention, they will cheat you. If anyone told you that. Yeah.
And then the second question is, what is your zodiac sign?
Oh yeah, that is true.
Yeah. And then I tell them that I'm a Gemini, and then I get a response like, ugh.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, the Gemini is not apparently here in Serbia a popular zodiac sign. So no, I like it a lot. I've been traveling around the country a little bit, and I've celebrated.
What did you visit here, for example? Which maybe that would be interesting.
Trstenik.
Oh my God, yes, my
Trstenik.
neighborhood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Novi Sad, or more like Novi Sad, because they speak a bit slowly.
Yeah, slowly.
So yeah, and I've been to Peručac. Very pretty. Fruška Gora, of course. I've been to some wineries. So
what do you say about our wine?
Yeah, it's good. It's very nice. Yeah. So,
good. Maybe it's interesting to mention you were this year položajnik.
I was položajnik, yes. Thank you to Andrea's parents for inviting me to be their položajnik.
Yeah, that was very nice experience. I think I put your video here on Instagram so they can find.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I remember the lines.
Koliko varnica?
Koliko varnica, toliko zdravlja.
Da.
Koliko varnica, toliko, and then the money, I think.
Para.
Yeah, the money. Don't forget the money.
That is maybe the most important.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you decided to study Serbian, to learn Serbian.
Yeah.
Which is great for me, because I'm your teacher. But I think it is interesting to tell us why did you decide to study such a small, complicated language, especially because you already speak a lot of languages, right? You speak German, English, Dutch, what did you say?
I understand Swedish.
Yes, I understand Swedish. Yeah. So, and now, after all of those languages and years, you decided to study Serbian.
Yeah, I think also because if the country is good to you, you need to be good for the country. The country has been nothing but welcoming to me. So I feel a bit like I kind of owe it. And so I started off really well. I started off with like immediately when I landed, okay, let's do the lessons. Then unfortunately the war in Ukraine started and we were really busy with that. And I also learned that you need headspace for a language. So I took a break.
Yeah. And
but now I'm fully back energized to restart again. So but now I think it is important that you learn the language. I mean,
I don't know if I would do that, for example, if I go somewhere. So that's why it is, especially if it's such a to say small language, which okay, you can use Serbian actually everywhere here in whole region. I suppose you travel a lot to Croatia, Montenegro.
Yeah. No, and I think it is. I think it's a nice thing to do. I think it's nice if I can order in a restaurant in Serbian. If I can go to the market here and buy my fruit and veg in Serbian, and people appreciate that. And,
true.
And I think corporate language is English, of course, within IKEA. So I don't.
That was my next question. So, do you, as a businessman, because that's what you are, is it really necessary to speak language, or it's just something you do because you want?
Yeah, it is not necessary. I think, but if you want to connect with the business, if you want to connect with the local people here, I think it's good if you can at least talk a little bit about how was your weekend? What did you do? What type of food do you like?
Yeah.
A little bit about personal life. Business topics will be in English, but I think it is a way to connect with people.
Yeah.
And I think it's also the polite thing to do. But they they make fun of me.
No, but in a good way, right?
In a good way.
Yeah. They are probably very happy because you study. Because I think that Serbs are, generally speaking, very supportive when they see that you want to study the language, especially.
No. Of course, and I think they're blown away with if you make an effort and So.
And do you speak a bit around with the people?
Yes, a bit. I have some local friends here, and we do speak. It is cute. Every time I had a lesson, then we repeated the lesson, and I have a trainer here, Andrea.
Yeah.
And so of course we speak a lot.
He's kind of my assistant. Hello, Andrea.
He kind of is. Yeah.
And what about your impressions about Serbian language? Is it really difficult?
Yes.
As the others say?
Yes. I think what makes it difficult for me is that I cannot connect it to any of the other languages that I speak.
So this is your first Slavic language?
Yeah, it's completely learning something from scratch. And there are a handful of words that you kind of connect to another Germanic language or maybe Latin, but the rest is just all new words.
That is true. What is until now? What was maybe the most difficult for you? Pronunciation cases, to understand the function of them.
I think the pronunciation. I still don't hear the difference between the ch and the ch. I just don't hear it. The ch, the kuch and the kucha.
Yeah.
And I find it very complicated that names change. I think this is the only language that I know where if I say I work for IKEA, ja radim u IKEA, then we change the word IKEA. But it's a brand. You cannot change a name.
Yeah.
Or when you say, I know Ivan, ja znam Ivana, then Ivan turns into Ivana. But if you know Ivana, then it turns ja znam Ivanu.
Bravo.
Come on. Give me a break.
That is true. Very, very interesting. Is that difficult, right? That
is difficult. And I get it that if you don't understand that, then people might think that I'm actually talking about Ivana while I'm talking about Ivan.
Yeah.
So it's
completely different gender.
Completely different gender. So I think that is difficult. But you just need to get your head around it. So
But you're good. You are one of my best students, honestly.
Well.
Really. Yeah.
No pressure.
I think that it is really impressive that you, as a person who is actually very busy, find time to study Serbian. I have a lot of students who are also businessmen, and can you maybe tell us how do you find time?
Yeah, you need to plan it. If you don't plan it, it is not going to happen. So it's need to plan it, and you need to have the headspace for it. When I took a break, I think that was because I just didn't have the headspace. And plan it. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. And see this as part of your work. I plan it during my work day.
Yeah, that's true. You always have lessons during the working day.
Yeah. So I'm here for work, and of course this is, I think work has got, IKEA has got an interest in me learning this, and of course privately as well. I find it difficult to do it at the end of a day, and I'm just like, it's just too much then. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish you would start earlier. 8 o'clock.
And you're saying that in front of all of these people? Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I promise.
Yeah, earlier. 8 o'clock session.
Okay, good. Especially because now I want to get up.
Yeah, exactly.
Earlier. Yeah. Good. What are reactions of your friends when you say them that you studied Serbian, but not here in, for example, in Amsterdam? That is also for me interesting.
Yeah, I think they're quite proud that we're making an effort. I think they're quite proud of making it work. And I think people from the Netherlands, we speak multiple languages because Dutch is like Serbian. It's a small language. So you need English, and everybody speaks in the Netherlands English. If you would move to the Netherlands, there's no reason to learn Dutch because everybody would be fluent in English for you. But still, you would make an effort, right? It would be appreciated if you. But
people between them, they speak Dutch.
They speak Dutch. Yeah, exactly. So now my friends in the Netherlands and in the UK, they think it is funny that I do this.
That you do it.
I think they also think that they might think I'm a little bit crazy.
Which, study Serbian, living in Serbia, sounds something like that.
It is adventurous. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but you said you like Serbia, so maybe you will stay here longer than you...
You know what it is with all the expats within IKEA? They all stay for a minimum of 5 years. It's in that sense, it's quite, I think, fantastic to see that people fall in love with this country.
Yeah,
with
true.
The people. So people get a 3-year contract with us with the option to extend it for 2 years, and everybody extends.
Yeah, that's what I also noticed.
Everybody extends. So that says something, that people feel welcome and at home here.
Yeah, that's true. I had a few days ago one of my students from Switzerland. She had to go. Susan and Felix, if you are watching this, hello. And she was really sad.
To leave?
To leave.
Yeah.
She was almost, I cannot say that she cried, but something like that. She said that this is the first time she felt like home in some other country, of course. Yeah. So that is it. Okay, when we speak now about the language, one of my friends here sent me a question for you. That is interesting. What is maybe your favorite Serbian word? Do you have it?
Oh yeah, I love the word for having breakfast.
Doručak.
And then doručkujem, yum. Oh, help me out here.
Doručkujem.
Yeah, doručkujem. It has nothing to do with the word breakfast. I love the fact that you have different words, that you have a verb for lunch, dinner, and breakfast.
Yeah.
So, but of course, in like English, for example, I have breakfast. Breakfast itself is not a verb. Yeah, right?
True. But we here have doručak and doručkujem. Yeah.
So I kind of like that you have words for the actual activity. That it's not like having breakfast, having lunch. Yeah,
not like two words in English.
It is you have a verb for having breakfast, for having lunch, for having. So I quite like that. So doručkujem is my favorite word.
Okay, and also I think it would be interesting for my colleagues who might be watching this today. What is important when you choose a teacher? What, in your opinion, what should teachers be like?
Have fun. Please make this fun. I think it's. I'm not here to. For us, I think the purpose is to get around in this city.
Yeah, true.
And so we have big jobs. We have. Sometimes it is already quite hectic. So this hour of Serbia needs to be fun. I think that is important and useful. I get it, and I think you need to find the balance between what is important grammar and which part of the grammar can we forget
Yeah.
So, and I get it, for example, with the example with Ivan, Ivana, Ivanu. I think that is important to understand.
Because make a difference in
Exactly,
the meaning.
Exactly. But, so yeah, I would say fun and the essential grammar. But my ambition is not to become the expert. So give me useful things like, so that you can order, that you can buy food, that you can talk about the weekend. What did you do and who did you see? So you do that very well, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, it is difficult. It's not so easy with Serbian language because there are cases and you almost cannot speak without them. But you don't need to know all of their meanings.
Yeah.
You really need some of them to, as you said, get around the town and the country. Yes, okay, let me see. Otto, what else I would like to ask you? That is almost everything what I planned to ask you about the language. Now maybe you can tell us what is your favorite place here in Belgrade. Where do you go?
I'm a fan of places that have these nice courtyards and gardens. I think, for example, Smokvica, Cafe.
Smokvica.
Yeah, Cafe Bre has a nice outdoor place. Kotsmilje in Vračar. So I like these places where you go through this narrow alley, and then suddenly there is this beautiful garden with tables and chairs and seats, and I like those type of places. And it also then eases some smoking.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And what about mentality? That is, for example, for me very interesting. When you come from Netherlands, what do you see here? What is interesting for you as someone who is coming from?
People are quite straightforward, and so are the Dutch. The Dutch are straightforward. We're quite blunt sometimes. And I would say Serbia is a bit of a same, a bit no nonsense. Quite to the point, direct. So, yeah, that is okay for me. I get that. Yeah.
Okay. What are similarities between us, if they exist?
The similarities would be the being straightforward and a very politically incorrect sense of humor.
Really?
I love that.
And what about Dutch people?
We are very politically incorrect.
Really?
Yeah. I like the humor here. It's sometimes really on the edge, which I like.
Okay.
You like
I
it?
didn't know. I thought that you are actually. They are very, very political.
No, we're quite.
Incorrect.
Incorrect. Yeah.
That is new information for me.
Yeah.
And what is those are similarities? What is different? What is much different?
I think people are much more opening up their homes here. You do much more at home, which I like. So you meet of course outside in cafes, etc. But people are very welcoming in so for example, when I got invited to celebrate Christmas, now I've never met my friend's parents and they invite me over for Christmas. That will not happen in Western Europe. Christmas is family, but no, here it's the other way around. You invite strangers to your home quite easily. I think that is a very big difference. And I think sometimes even people who are very little, they share a lot. I think people tend to always buy you that coffee and want you to welcome you, and I like it that people come here with little presents. That can be just something small. It doesn't always have to be big. It can be. I mean, one friend of mine, he brought me a watermelon the other day, and I think that is so. Yeah, that's cute. So cute. It is so cute. It can be. Of course, a bottle of wine. It can be a bar of chocolate. It can be watermelon. I like that really little gesture. It doesn't always have to be big or fancy. I think there's a lot of beauty in the smaller things. Is there anything what gets on your nerves here? Besides the smoking? Yeah, besides the smoking. I think the pollution. It breaks my heart to see that there's so little recycling, that there's so little. If you leave the city, you ride and you drive on those smaller roads, you see so much rubbish.
Yeah, that's true.
That's kind of breaks my heart a bit. Come on, we should know by now. Even also in Serbia, we should know by now that that's not the way forward.
Yeah, that's true, but I really don't know why that's like it is, but it is a problem.
Yeah.
Some of your friends, did they come to visit you?
Yes. I had a couple of friends from the Netherlands coming over, I got a couple of friends from London coming over. Oh. Yeah, and everybody is very interested in the history and the culture, and very pleasantly surprised about the city. So, and now I'm bringing over some friends to Amsterdam. So now I get to share to my friends here, to bring them over to Amsterdam, to show them a little bit what life in Amsterdam is.
Yes, I would like to visit Amsterdam.
Well, you're more than welcome.
Oh, thank you. I invited myself.
Yeah, you basically did.
Okay, but really, since I was a little girl, I wanted to see especially house of Anna Frank.
Anna Frank, that's a must. Yeah.
Yes, I would like to visit it. So Amsterdam is, I think, a big city, right?
Well, actually, it's smaller than Belgrade.
Really?
It only has like 800,000 people.
Oh.
So and you do everything. Everything is in walking distance, and you do everything by bike, of course. That's another thing I miss. I have a bike there in my garden, but it's not really a bike-friendly city here, is it?
But it's not so bike-friendly.
No. So I wish we could use our bikes more here, but okay.
Yeah, okay. Maybe will happen
someday.
Yeah. Otto, I really appreciate your time. You are very busy.
Thank you. You're more than welcome. I enjoyed this.
Yes, me too. Maybe some other time will be opportunity again.
Definitely.
To speak in Serbian.
To speak in Serbian. Next one we're going to do this in Serbian.
Deal.
Deal.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Guys, thank you for watching us. I hope this was useful. Actually, I'm sure it was useful and interesting. I will try to save this live. So that's it. Thank you and bye-bye.
Ciao.
Ciao. Okay, now just to see how and now.